Virtua Fighter is back, baby. Of course, we don't know much about it, but what better time for me to talk about what I want from the next game, except during a time where we know nothing about it. So yeah, Virtua Fighter, from what little we saw, the little like almost blurry like gameplay footage looked like it was being filmed on someone's phone or something. It kind of looked like Dead or Alive, and I'll be okay with that. Dead or Alive is dead and Virtua Fighter's alive. See what I did there? So I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of like Dead or Alive. I mean, Virtual Fighter characters appeared in Dead or Alive. Hey, what if we had a guest character that was from Dead or Alive? It would like all come full circle. But yeah, and while we're speaking of Dead or Alive, what I want from the next game is better stages. Like Dead or Alive is like the only 3D fighting game where we actually felt like we were fighting in a 3D space. Like, yeah, we always have boxes and circle arenas like in Tekken and stuff. Maybe there's a wall break or a floor break here, but Dead or Alive was really the only one I remember where it was like I actually felt like I was fighting in a world. There's so many destructibles and like the stage itself was almost like a character. I mean, Tekken 4 kind of tried that, but other than that, not much. But I know people say, well, Virtual Fighter is pure. It's not meant to be like that. But I say, why not have both? Why have to choose? Why not have like classic stages like the boxes and stuff, the rectangles, and why not have a modern day version where it's a big space with a bunch of interactables and destructible elements and stuff like that, like a kung fu movie or something? That'd be cool. And Virtual Fighter's always saying in their Virtual Fighter Direct that they want to innovate and all that stuff. So why not do that? Why not actually innovate? Put your money where your mouth is. I'm tired of all these game people saying like we want to do this, we want to do that, and they never do it. So I would say, yeah, give us both. Why not? It's a 3D fighter. Use that. Okay, how about that roster? Well, I'd say, considering how small Virtual Fighter's roster is compared to a lot of other games, we should just get everybody right out of the gate. And DLC should just be like all new characters and guest characters. And even with the base roster, we could have some new characters, get some excitement going. They really need that. We've been playing with the same characters for years now with all the different releases of Virtual Fighter 5. So we need new characters. And also, speaking of that, DLC and all that stuff, don't over monetize this game. Like Sega, you cannot afford that with this franchise. Like Street Fighter and Tekken already get a ton of crap for doing all this monetization and stuff, the battle passes and all this other stupid stuff that we don't need. And Virtua Fighter cannot afford that. That's one of the problems Dead or Alive made. It wasn't big enough to survive the backlash with their over monetization. But Street Fighter and Tekken are. They're big enough to where they can survive the backlash and still be successful. But Virtua Fighter outside Japan, not that popular. So you really should not do that. Do not make that same mistake that Dead or Alive made, or else you're going to the same fate that they did. So yeah, don't do that. How about some new game modes? Like a lot of Virtua Fighter games, especially with all the re-releases of Virtua Fighter 5, there wasn't a lot of content, unfortunately. There's like an arcade mode, online versus training, and that's about it. Like, come on, you got to give us more than that. I'm not saying they need to have a full-on story mode, but give us some arcade endings or something, Give us team battle and give us survival mode. Why did we as a society just decide that survival is not going to be a thing in fighting games anymore? I really like survival mode, but no game is giving it to me. As far as mechanics go, just more Virtua Fighter 5, but better. Just everything should be. The last game. When did Virtua Fighter 5 first come out? Like 2002 or something? I don't know. A long time ago. That 2002 might be a bit too long. I don't know. It feels like it. Maybe it was like 2011 or something. I don't know. Point is, however long we've been playing Virtua Fighter 5, we need something a little bit new. Just make in the time that from this game to now, a lot has happened in the fighting game space. So you need to update. We expect that. We expect the bare minimum to be like upgrading everybody's moves, but you got to do a little bit more than that. As far as like maybe adding super moves and like that, I don't know. Virtual Fighter doesn't really feel like it needs that, but Dead or Alive did it and it worked out fine. So they could do something. Like I said, innovate. That's what they always want to say. They want to innovate, do something new. Give us something that maybe no other fighter game has done. Give us something that Virtual Fighter's never done before. Just like I said, they want to innovate. They shouldn't just innovate for innovate's sake, because that's when you get things like Star Fox Zero. Nintendo just wanted to innovate, but they did it all wrong. You can't just innovate for innovation's sake. You got to actually have a purpose behind it. So yeah, but it looks like they're throwing a lot of money and passion into this. So I think it's going to be good. It's just a matter of how good. How far are they going to go? We'll see. A lot has changed since the last Virtua Fighter game came out, originally at least, and not just like all these iterations. Like nothing really changed with those iterations, really, They just re-released them and they kept being successful. So hopefully this new one will really be successful. But anyway, what do you guys think? What do you guys want for the next Virtual Fighter game? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.